Today is Monday, Parashat Tetze. Parashah of this week includes in it 74 mitzvot. More than any other parashah of the week, of any other week. 74, more than 10% of the mitzvot in the whole Torah. So we'll cover some of the mitzvot. One of the mitzvot in the parashah of this week is if you see a lost object and you're able to identify the person who lost that object, you have a mitzvah to return that lost object. Even to announce, I found such and such, and somebody would give you the certain defining signs that would describe what the item that you found, and you have to mitzvah to return it to him. But you have to at least seek to try to find the owner of the object that you found. And that would object, not just to object, any animal also, a lost animal that you see wandering around, you have a mitzvah to find who's the owner and to return it to him. Now, some of the mitzvot Torah have to do with helping somebody who needs assistance, but it starts with the idea, or if you see an animal, let's say a donkey, that is really sort of like crouching under a heavy load, and somebody is trying to unload him, you have to assist that person to unload the animal. You have also a mitzvah if somebody is trying to load up his animal, to help him to load up his animal. So, and under this heading will come any situation where somebody needs help to either unload something that he has on his shoulders, or even figuratively speaking, or to load up to take care of a certain project that he needs to do and he cannot do it on his own. And if you're able to help him, you have a mitzvah to help. Another mitzvah in the parashah of this week is Lo yekeli gever al isha. A woman is not allowed to wear clothing of a man, and vice versa. A man is not allowed to wear clothing of a woman. Of course, that pertains to the locale where they live. If typically dresses are worn by ladies, a man is not allowed to wear a dress, and etc. And vice versa. Whatever clothing is typically clothing of a man, a woman would not be allowed to wear it. Now, other mitzvot, there's so many of them. There's another mitzvah of making a wall around your flat roof. Let's say you have not a pitched roof, but a flat roof, and people will go up there to do whatever. We are concerned that somebody might fall off the roof, therefore you must make a fence around that roof to ensure that you protect the safety of people, so nobody would just by mistake walk off the roof. But it's not just about roofs and walls, but it's about any situation that has in it a certain risk involved. You have to think of how to mitigate that risk and to make sure that you protect the safety of people. And it could involve making a railing for a staircase. It could involve putting a sign that the floor is wet if you're just mopping the floor, etc. Mitzvot also not to plant different species together, and especially lo tizrak karmecha kil'ayim, not allowed to take grape seeds and wheat and plant them in the same fields. Another mitzvah is not allowed to plow a field beshor v'hamor yahdav, with an ox and a donkey together. That you're not allowed to do. There's two different types of animals. You cannot bring them together to plow a field or to pull a carriage. Some reasons are given by Hachamim. Actually, the Torah, this is what it says, even if we don't have a reason for it. But some say because maybe the ox has more power than the donkey, and maybe he's going to want to pull more and it'll be difficult on the donkey. Or some say because the ox ruminates, it chews its cud, and the donkey says, what's going on? He's being fed and not me. Whatever the reasons are additional to the basic mitzvah, which is not allowed to work a field with an ox and chamor and a donkey together. Another mitzvah, שלא תלבש שעטנז, צמר ופשתים יחדיו. You're not allowed to wear linen and wool together in the same piece of clothing. So linen and wool can be in separate garments. Even if you put one on top of the other, that's okay. But in the same piece of clothing, that would not be allowed. And finally, just for this today, maybe tomorrow we'll finish some more of the mitzvot. But here, the mitzvah to marry a woman with kiddushin. In other words, to live with a woman as husband and wife, you need to have kiddushin. You have to be mekadesh the lady, in a wedding ceremony. Typically it's done with giving her the ring and her accepting it, and then she becomes connected to him, and then afterwards, of course, there is the nisuim, which is the sheva berachot. There's a ketubah there. In other words, the marriage and living together as a couple, the mitzvah is to do it bechuppah, with kiddushin, and according to the halachot that have to do in the aspect of getting married. Baruch Adonai le'olam, amen ve'amen.